Hello, my name is Ashlyn, and I'm going to be presenting the community project investigation about the chemical hazards that can affect fish and other marine animals. So we're going to be talking about a insecticide called DDT. So DDT stands for dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane, and is commonly used in the 1970s. It's an organochlorine insecticide found originally in 1874 in the USA. And right here I have an old picture of a moth killer, and right here it says it contains 5% of DDT. Now, let's talk about the background history of DDT. It was, I said earlier, it was fused or made in 1874 in the USA, but it was later recognized in 1939 as an insecticide. It's found mostly in meat, dairy, and fish products, and found in 1970s. It was first used as for pesticides and was nicknamed the atomic bomb, and previously used by military in World War II to regulate malaria, typhus, body lice, and bubonic plague. In 1947 and 1982, the largest manufacturer that made DDT was in Los Angeles, and they dumped barrels of it to the ocean floor that poisoned. Scientists found that they poisoned birds and fish. So the chemical structure and appearance of it is found or transfixed in most soils. It's a stable, non-flammable, combustible molecule. It has it's made by a chemical reaction of trichloromethane and chlorobenzene. Sorry, these words are very long. It appears to be waxy and solid in water, but has a pure form of colorless crystallines. It's odorless, so it means you can't really smell it. And it has low solubility, so it doesn't really dissolve in water, but it dissolves really well in fats. And soluble in aromatic and chlorinated solvents like fresh water or the ocean. So it is a carbon number 2 of the ethane group, chloride functional group, and phenyl functional group. So it has the metabolic process is metabolized slowly by liver microsomal enzymes, and it dechlorinates so it degenerates into from DDT to DDE, which in another slide I'll be talking about DDE. It reduces it to DDD. It can cause cell atrophy, degenerate, as we said earlier, in the adrenal zona vasculata and zona reticulus. Pregnant women can also pass DDD down to the fetus or the baby, and so they have to make sure that it's okay for the baby to drink the breast milk of the mom, so it can be exposed to infants. So how do these molecules interact? How do molecules like the cell interact with DDT? So it breaks down the products called metabolites, and they come from the environment, and they can travel around in animals and other organisms like us. So other toxins involved with DDT, and I mentioned that DDE, which stands for dichlorodiphenyl dichloroethane. Wow, it's a mouthful. It's a contaminant in commercial grade DDT. It's a daughter compound, and it can result from aerobic degradation, aerobic dehydrochlorination or phytochemical decomposition. It can also be involved with endocrine disruptors, which will they can interfere with the endocrine system, and the endocrine disruptors are still their interactions are still unclear to scientists to this day. Can this impact other marine creatures besides fish? Yes, it can. The eggs that are in the eggs of the fish. Actually, let's talk about what fish it can be. It can affect carnivores, like types of fish like crayfish, shrimp, and daphnids. And actually, I just found out what a daphnid is in a picture of it. I was gonna hang on. I'm gonna try and oops, go back. Let's see. Oh. So I'm gonna draw a little picture, or I'm not draw a picture. I'm gonna circle right here. This right here is a daphnid. Right there. It's cool looking, right? And right here, in the very above it, is a shrimp. Can't believe shrimp look like that originally. And of course, there's a fish right here, and this right here is a crayfish. So I learned something new, what a daphnid is and a crayfish. The type of fish in the ocean. So, anyways, the eggs in water, they have trouble developing from the DDT, or they don't develop at all. And DDT can be known to be carcinogenic, which right here says it can cause cancer. So it's very fatal to them. So why can this affect fish and other marine life? Well, through the term called biomagnification, which means it's a buildup of toxins in the environment and in the food chain. It can be affected by the environment, and it can cause problems to various fish species eggs and that develop in the water, and many do not develop properly. So can this be fatal to us? Absolutely, yes. But it all depends on the criteria of the dose, how much you get of it, the duration, how long, the route of what you're eating, drinking, or how it contacts with your skin, and the different chemicals of the times which you're exposed to, and your DNA, such as your age, your gender, what you eat, of course, your nutritional status, and your family traits, the type of lifestyle you live, and how your health is doing, like if you have any type of illness. And this was reported by the Health and Social Services, as you can see down here. So these are all the references I used today. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I thank you for watching.